Please welcome to the stage the CONEXPO-CON Ag Show Director, Dana Wusthoff.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Groundbreakers stage. CONEXPO-CONAGG has always been the place where our industry comes together to see what's next and to get their hands on it. That's what this stage is about, the ideas and the innovations that are reshaping how work gets done. And few companies represent that spirit better than Caterpillar. For 100 years, Caterpillar has been at the center of how the world builds. Today, they're pushing that forward with smarter machines, autonomous capabilities, and digital tools designed to solve the real challenges you're facing on your job sites every day. You're going to hear from three of their leaders: Shurman, Caterpillar's Group President for Construction Industries; Jaime Mineart, their Chief Technology Officer; and Ogi Redzic, their Chief Digital Officer. Please join me in welcoming them to the stage.
Right. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is a pleasure to be here with all of you today. I'm Shurman, Group President for Caterpillar Construction Industries. I had the great fortune of coming into this role just a little over a month ago. And maybe a bit about myself. I've started at Caterpillar as an engineer. I might have been looked at as one of those extroverted engineers that spent a lot of time with customers. But I've been fortunate through my career to spend that time where what we do at Caterpillar intersects with the value we create for customers, and I've been able to carry that on through leading our oil and gas business at Caterpillar, our electrification business, and spending the last 2 years of that, almost the last 2 years of that, running our compact construction equipment business. I'm fortunate enough to be up here with us today with our CTO and Chief Digital Officer. I'd like to take a chance to introduce both Jaime and Ogi to you. Go ahead.
Awesome. Thanks, Rod. Thank you all for being here. My name is Jaime Mineart. I'm the Chief Technology Officer, which I know means a lot of different things in a lot of different companies. And my focus is among other things, very specifically on machine safety, machine productivity, autonomy, automation, a lot of the machine intelligence that you see on our machines and hopefully use in your job sites.
And my name is Ogi Redzic, and I have the privilege to lead an amazing team we call CAD Digital, whose job is to deliver data, AI, digital products to help our customers learn about CAD equipment, buy CAD equipment, rent CAD equipment, service CAD equipment, and then operate it the best way possible. So very excited to be here with you guys.
Perfect. Thanks, Jaime. Thanks, Ogi. As you think of a keynote, a lot of times you'll think of one person coming up and telling the story, and the three of us are very fortunate to be here on behalf of Caterpillar and the thousands of employees at Caterpillar to talk about what we're doing to solve our customers' toughest challenges. And we think through that, today we're going to break a discussion down in three of the major topics we hear from customers all the time: safety, labor, productivity, even as that mixes into like mixed fleet operations and what we can do. So we're going to give you a taste of what we're doing today, what you're going to see tomorrow, and what you can see here at CONEXPO while you're here in Vegas this week. So let's get that started talking about safety.
Let's talk about CES before we talk
about safety. That's a great point. There we go. CES. So just 2 months ago, we had a chance to be here in Las Vegas at Consumer Electronics Show. We had a great opportunity for our CEO, Joe Creed, to come up and talk about where we sit in that invisible layer of the tech stack. But more importantly, it really brought to the forefront solutions we're working on with customers today as we look at autonomy, semi-autonomous functionality, and what we're doing in the digital space. Mm-hmm. And we'll have Jaime and Ogi bring you up to speed on that real quick.
Yeah, we really wanted to talk about that, and it sets the stage for some of the other things that we're going to get into here in a little bit. We spent the beginning of January here at CES, had the opportunity to share a bit of our story, and I think in the early stage, people are going, well, what in the world is Caterpillar doing as a keynote for the world's biggest tech show? And I hope it didn't take them very long to figure it out. We spent a lot of time talking about the technology that we're continuing to bring to the future. We've spent 100 years using advanced technology to solve our customers' toughest challenges, and we talked about some of the technology that we're bringing to the forefront to continue on that journey. I had the opportunity to talk about our autonomous future. We have a long history of autonomy in mining. We, over 30 years in that space, invented a lot of the technology that's used in autonomy today. We have hauled over 11 billion tons of material autonomously through our mining fleet and done it all without any safety incidents. So we're quite proud of our history. And I think for many of us in the construction business for all these years, we sort of thought, well, that's a really cool use case. We can start to bring that into quarries. But construction, there's a lot of variation. Everything's pretty chaotic. Autonomy on a construction site is kind of a fantasy. Over the last couple of years, not so much a fantasy anymore. Not only not a fantasy, it's probable, it's happening, you're seeing it here at CONEXPO, I'm sure. And so I had the great opportunity to preview our plans for bringing autonomy into construction and into the job sites that you all work in every day. Now, with all of that said, a lot of what the time we're going to spend here on stage is talking about mature technology that's available on our machines today that creates a ton of value for solving those challenges that Rod already talked about. And so we'll spend a lot of our time here talking about that. There's one thing that we've learned in mining is that it's not just about the technology, it's actually about the people and process changes that are required to bring that technology to life into your job sites. And so we really think that a lot of the technology that's available today, we want to help you incorporate that into your job sites today, really make those people and process changes to prepare all of you for not only getting value from that technology today, but preparing you for that autonomous future that we envision. And part of that is making all of that technology a lot easier to use and a lot easier to get outcomes out of, which is a big part of what Ogi talked about on stage.
Yeah, so at CES, obviously you guys see the advancements in AI, and we want to make sure that our customers and partners get full benefit of all the improvements which we see day in and day out. And what we have done is we have introduced CAD AI Assistant. So for the first time after less than a year in development, we managed to introduce the capability that we think will be very helpful for our customers. So we showed it at CES, and then we're very proud this week. We actually made it available to all of our customers. So if you have any of our CAD digital applications, you will see an icon for AI Assistant, and you'll start engaging with it and do things that you couldn't do in the past. We want it to be your digital partner from desk to dirt. Really, they can follow you throughout your journey while you run your businesses. And whether you're a technician in a shop, whether you're in your office looking at the equipment and when you need to do maintenance, or as we increasingly are doing as well, doing it in the cab. So we're actually able to demonstrate it in cab already, and we'll be deploying it in cab in the near future too. But if you go to one of our demos, you can see in-cab assistant working already. So we're incredibly proud of the progress that we're doing in this space, and I hope you'll all find a lot of value in using this tool for your daily jobs.
Why you'll see a lot of Ogi and I together. He gets to be best friends with me whether he likes it or not. It's a big part of how the technology comes to life in the job site and creates outcomes. So,
and you're both playing a huge role in what we're doing to change the construction industry for our customers around the world. So as we think about technologies that are coming our way, we have here, we talked about at the show. I think from our smallest customers, maybe that are here in that CAT Compact booth looking to buy their first machine ever, to our biggest civil contractors with assets deployed around the world, where they're at in that technology spectrum can be completely different, right? How they look at connecting those assets that are out there can be quite a challenge for them. Every customer has common complaints. So as we think through safety, labor, productivity, let's start with safety and talk about in a level set with what we have there for the audience and everybody watching this here at CONEXPO. But from safety, from a construction industry perspective, 5% of the workforce is employed in the construction industry, but yet 20% of the workforce fatalities take place in the construction industry. There's an incredible amount of capability we have in our machines that make them safer in operation for customers, for owner-operators, and for the people that operate those machines every day. Jamie, why don't you talk to us about some of those technologies that people can see on display here at the show that are real and in our machines being used in the field today?
Yeah, I mean, it's a statistic. Once you hear it, you can't unhear it. It's absolutely incredible, the challenges that are associated with this industry and keeping people safe, keeping job sites safe. We have our CAT Detect portfolio that has a lot of different safety technologies. We have surround view cameras to help our operators be able to see more clearly as they're doing operations on the site. We have driver safety systems that watch for driver or operator fatigue, watch for distraction. We have our collision mitigation systems that warn our operators if there is an object nearby or a person nearby. What we're most excited about here at CONEXPO, and hopefully you've had a chance to check it out, but if you haven't, please go check it out, are collision mitigation systems. So this takes that one step further. We've spent a lot of years tuning our safety technology to be able to see really broadly around the machine and be able to detect incidents and detect objects and people that are in the way so that it doesn't slow down productivity of the site, but does keep people safe. So this technology not only warns the operator that there's something in the way, it actively stops the machine if there is an object or a hazard detected. It will prevent the operator from starting motion if an incident or a hazard is detected. So it's just a really exciting technology that we're bringing into your job sites, and we really hope you check it out, and we'll start to see more of that on job sites to just really make a transformational change into this statistic that we started with.
And Jamie, as you go through that, I think you undersold a little bit of just how well collision mitigation avoidance works. From being on some demo machines at our demonstration center, when we did the very first demo, I was amazed being in there in a safe environment, but being able to kind of really approach an object as fast as I can approach it in a safe setting, just how incredibly, progressive the stopping was, right? No jerking around in the cab, right? The warning, the mitigation, everything worked correctly. I mean, just an incredible way to show the deep integration of the technology in the machine. But it just doesn't end there. It comes a lot with what happens in the digital side with VisionLink as well, correct, Ogi?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So Jamie already said it, but her team and my team, we work incredibly close together to solve some of customers' toughest challenges, and safety is definitely one of those. So an example of how we bring that then off-board is, Jamie just mentioned collision mitigation. So we will record a few seconds of video prior to and after a near miss or an event that happens in the machine. And then we can use that later on as a training opportunity for the operators to be coached how to not repeat the similar challenges. And that's an example with VisionLink. But AI assistant, you may ask, well, why is AI coming and what is the benefit of it? Well, think about a brand new operator coming in and he can say, hey, Kat, what safety features are available on my 306? It's a very simple question. It may seem obvious to you, but there are new people coming in our industry, and we need to make it easier for them to learn about safety capabilities. Another example is we have a lot of safety capabilities already in our machines, but they may not be fully aware of it, and they may not know how to engage it. One good example we like to give is e-sealing. If you're working on a job site, you have power lines above you, it's so easy to just say, hey, CAD, set my e-sealing height to 14 feet, and your stick and boom will never go above 14 feet, so you don't have to worry about that as you perform your job. So again, working with stuff that's off-board and on-board and creating it into a single one really good customer experience, I think, is ultimately the objective that both Jamie and I have.
And that e-sealing example is a great example people can go see following this, right? An operator stadium at one of the 3 demos we do daily, where you can see that feature set come to life in a machine. Let's carry it further from safety. Let's talk about productivity for customers. There's a multitude of examples here that we've come across as we've been out with customers together. One for me that it's very simple and straightforward, but it's a common problem that really focuses on the effectiveness and efficiency of machines around their field. 2 weeks ago, as the back of my subdivision came across an operator backing his excavator off a trailer, stopped and talked to him, introduced myself, told him I was from Caterpillar. We talked about his machine a little bit, and he went on to say, I'm out here to do some rework on site. He had an operator out on site that had to do some rework. He's not going to make any money for the day, but we hear this theme all the time, especially from smaller and medium-sized contractors, to the point Augie made, sometimes don't understand what technology may be on our machine. In this case, it wasn't a CAT machine, but really went on for him. There's a complete job that he was washed out on financially because of the rework that takes place. But again, there's a number of technologies we have on display here. on machines that solve that problem. Let's talk about that, Jamie.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And I just want to apologize in advance for all of you who might end up at a gas station or in a subdivision with Mr. Shurman, who just drives by.
I will stop and ask you a question.
And then stops and interviews you, because it will happen, I assure you. This is where we get a lot of our intelligence around how our customers are doing their work. So
our youngest son will not go with me anywhere on the weekend morning, because we're going to stop and talk to random people.
Indeed,
right?
indeed. But it is a really good point. And, you know, whether it's a customer who is a small landscaper just starting out, or a customer that runs a number of hundreds of machines across a number of job sites, productivity is a really significant challenge. I even hit on it when we talked about safety. It's that important for our customers to be able to run their job sites and be productive. 30% of the work on a job site in construction is rework. It's just waste. So we have a lot of technology that is built into the machine. One example is cat payload. Use the cat payload feature. It'll measure how much material is in the bucket. It prevents reloading. It prevents wasted passes. It records it in VisionLink so you can track that information. I was just talking with one of the guys at our cat operator challenge, one of our finalists last night. I asked him which technology was his favorite, and cat payload was his favorite. Now, my personal favorite actually is cat grade, the on-the-machine grading technology that we have. It's a technology that you can take your 3D design file, you can download it from VisionLink onto the machine, or even onto several machines. The site manager can put those technologies onto the machines, put them into motion, and then the operators will be able to basically hit a button, and the machine will do the work and do the design per the expectations. The machine moves the way that it needs to move. The blade changes the way that it needs to change. And I always think of it as your Google Maps for your self-driving dozer. Even when I use it, I look like an expert operator. And
you do.
Spoiler alert, I'm not an expert. I'm kind of a novice operator, probably. The guys they'd just be embarrassed and hang their head in shame. But it is a really amazing technology, and not only makes someone like me look good, actually our pro operators, our expert operators also get tons of value out of that capability. It actually even takes full jobs to be done down to over, almost 50% of what it would take by using that grade technology. So it's a really impressive capability. Hopefully a lot of you use it. If you don't already use it, please go check it out, and also be thinking about how to incorporate it more into your workflows. And
with the technology we see that comes in productivity, right? We think of the connected thread of all the data that goes through. VisionLink's that application that pulls everything together from the digital side, what's going on, and the technology that's there. But in VisionLink productivity, there's a lot that can come out of that application of VisionLink that can help with this as well. Correct, Ogi?
Absolutely, Rod. So as Jamie mentioned, VisionLink is actually used as a back-end tool that allows you to visualize how your fleet is performing. So you can see information about payloads, how many trips you made, are you productive on a job site or not. But we're adding a lot more capabilities into VisionLink as our customers have requested, to make VisionLink a tool that you can plan your future jobs with as well. So you know what equipment you can allocate to future job, so you know if you need to rent another asset, maybe buy another asset, so you can have a great coverage of your entire future job sites. And then second thing we like to talk about is what AI assistant will do for productivity. Because again, just think about very simple how do I questions that you can ask. So, hey cat, how do I remove and install the alternator on my 428 backhoe loader, for example? Or how do I use stick steer, relatively new feature, on a 302 mini excavator, right? So those are type of questions that we think will really help that less productive new operator really get better. And then we have the same things that we can do for our technicians. If you're a customer in the field, you need to do you need to do a service on an asset. We have a lot of condition monitoring capabilities that we've deployed on the digital side of things so that we can predict when a failure may occur in the field. And then we get ahead of that issue. We can tell a customer, hey, within 100 hours, we think there may be an event that will turn your planned maintenance into an unplanned event. We really don't want any unplanned downtime. So a lot of our investments have been going to making sure that we turn that unplanned issue into a planned maintenance or predictive maintenance, so you can have another asset rolled into the fleet and not have any concerned with your production. So I feel like we're making some really incredible progress there. We have 60, 70, 80% in some cases a success rate with those intelligent leads that we sell to our customers.
Great example. Thanks, Augie. Thanks, Jamie. So we cannot leave productivity stop there if we don't think about the other challenge we have from customers every day, machines sitting with nobody to run on them, maybe nobody to work on them. You know, that labor shortage we see is real and it's everywhere. Everywhere we go in the world, this is a challenge we have. So as we think of that labor shortage, what comes with that, as everybody here takes a chance to go to Operator Stadium, you can actually witness some of our new technology being worked where you can see single operators controlling multiple machines. And that's a technology, Jamie, that your team's been instrumental in bringing to the forefront where we can kind of really get into remote control operations. Let's talk about that for a few minutes.
Yeah, let's do. You know, it is such a significant problem, and you'll talk a little bit about the technician challenges, but the operator challenges. I was with a customer a couple of months ago. They had 19 machines sitting with work to be done that they couldn't find operators to operate. So it's a real challenge that individuals like you all are facing and your businesses are facing. We have our CAT Command portfolio, and the short story about CAT Command is it takes the operator out of the cab. We have line of sight remote control, non-line of sight remote control, full autonomy options in that space. And in the early stages, let's just talk about the remote operator station. It takes the operator out of the cab and sets them into something that feels an awful lot like a cab, but is behind a number of different screens. And so that operator can operate the machine. And in the early stages of CAT Command, that was really for taking operators out of hazardous environments, getting them out of the machine and getting them able to do jobs that were really unsafe and that were in those hazardous environments. Now, as you mentioned, that operator can operate several machines from that operator station. So 40% of the work on a construction job site is unproductive. It's waiting. It's, waiting for this machine to get done doing this so I can do this thing over here. It's frankly not very fun to be an operator and not actually get to go do real work. And so you're sitting there waiting. With this type of technology, that operator can operate several different machines. They can also operate across several different sites. And so Quality Enterprises, QE, is actually in our technology showcase over in Operator Stadium, and you have to go over and check it out. They are running from here in Las Vegas a couple of their sites in South Florida, and they're running it across multiple machines across multiple sites. And normally this particular command station would be sitting in an office center, an office complex in Naples, Florida. So you can see really quickly how not only does that make a safer environment, it makes it a more comfortable environment for that operator. They get to do more work, so everyone feels better when they're doing work that, during that entire time. The company is getting more productivity out of that investment. And one of the other things that they told me is it's helped them recruit, because it's a better job. Their friends tell their friends, and they are able to retain that labor that's really hard for them to get a hold of. So it's a really great technology. You can see how it's going to continue to evolve into the future.
And that same technology I know we've used for a while now. So we think through our learning and demonstration centers in Spain, Tucson, Illinois, North Carolina. We can run all those stations through remote control. And if you want to know just how many stations you can run, stand next to Jamie in a demo, and she'll be sure to give you the jab and just remind you how many we can run at a time. But it's currently 5 machines from one operator.
But not for long, right?
Not for long. I know we're working on upgrading that. Yeah. But and you can actually see both of those displayed when you're in there, whether it's our demonstration centers being displayed, what they're doing on site for customers today, or real customers putting it to work in the field.
Yep.
A great example.
Yeah,
of that.
That's exactly right. And the technologies that I talked about earlier are also on. They're available and built into those remote operator stations. So all of that technology that's on the machines, the payload, grade, all your safety information and so forth are in those operator stations.
And as we think about labor shortages, Augie, you hear the question a lot. I hear the question. Jamie, you hear it as well. We think of AI coming and displacing jobs. It's quite the opposite. AI is creating jobs, and it's actually making the work people do quite a bit easier. A CAT AI assistant in cab is another big change we're making here that can help with labor shortages. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, Rod, you're absolutely right. So one of the main reasons why we embarked on a journey with AI Assistant was the shortage of skilled operators and skilled technicians, to be very blunt. So think about just walking into the cab for the first time. Hey, Kat, how do I get started? I mean, it's a simple question that you will get a great answer, and you'll get basic instructions if nobody else is there to guide you through it. It makes it possible to actually do learning in an entirely new way. We want to coach our operators. We want to show them how to get better. Everybody's got stuck in the mud for the first time. Hey, Kat, how do I get unstuck? I'm stuck in the mud. And you'll get a detailed explanation of how to get out of mud. So the possibilities for us to provide coaching of the operators throughout their journey, even for the best ones, take some complexity from, like I said earlier, like you set up the knee ceiling or another command that you can issue with your voice, just to help you get ahead and do things faster, even for the most advanced operators. And same things for technicians. I mean, think about Caterpillar, long history, 100 years. We made a lot of machines. These machines are very good and they work for a very long time. So we have a lot of manuals for a lot of machines that were built dozens of years ago. And if you're a technician, you have a whole lot to learn. With AI, now we can surface relevant information from the machine that you're about to service and not bother you with bringing a ton of manuals with you or even knowing how to search online. CAD AI Assistant can actually guide you through the process of fixing machines. So again, we think we're early days, of course. This is only going to get better over time, but the feedback from customers, from our dealers, is going to be extremely helpful to turn AI Assistant into a great tool to help our customers in the long run. So it's not, certainly I don't view it as something that will take away jobs. I think the purpose is really to make everybody's job easier to do and more effective.
Absolutely.
And you can see, I just want to circle back a little bit, we start to see how all these technologies knit together. Now you have a remote operator station. It has all this safety and productivity intelligence built in. You have an AI assistant. You can talk to the machine. You can run several machines across several job sites. I talked just in the beginning about this autonomous future, and everyone's really excited about the autonomous future. But you can see how these things are going to build the muscle inside your operations to help do the people and the process changes to create that autonomous future. Well, we have our autonomous soil compactor as well out at the operator stadium that you can check out. You can envision, hopefully, in your mind's eye with all the things that we're describing here, that now you can have an operator sitting in this station being not so much an operator, but an orchestrator of the site. They're able to run an autonomous soil compactor over here, run several loaders across different work that they're doing, using the AI assistant not only from an in-cab kind of ability to use that information, but then the off-board intelligence as well. So anyway, I just wanted to kind of put a pin on it. I think it's a really exciting as you bring all these pieces together to how that's going to create the future for technology and autonomy.
And that point really takes us back to where we started a little while ago. And let's talk about VisionLink.
Yeah.
We talked about this connected thread that weaves everything together in that ecosystem from technologies and machine capabilities. For us, VisionLink's an application that we have. We have 110,000 companies using VisionLink today, significantly more assets in the system with that. So we're learning every day. The system's getting smarter every day. But there's probably a lot of people here at ConExpo that maybe never heard about VisionLink. So Ogi, why don't we talk about what it is, but then let's talk to us about how it's solving the other challenge we talked about, which is a really, really big challenge for our customers, mixed fleet operation and the multiple assets they can have in there, and the problem of looking at multiple data sources, multiple spreadsheets, multiple and inconsistent logins, a very seamless way to kind of help solve that problem. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, VisionLink is our flagship application. There's no question about it. And as you mentioned, Bob, Rod, sorry, it's been growing incredibly fast. I mean, we've doubled the number of customers in the last 3 years. So customers have constantly given us requests what to add to the capabilities of VisionLink. It's a single pane of glass, really, to allow you to manage your entire fleet. It starts with equipment management, but as we talked about, now it's adding more and more productivity features, safety features, so it really lets you run your fleet. It's almost like the best job site manager that you've ever had, and each one of you has one of your own. Now we added CAD AI Assistant, again, to easily surface all of the content that's sitting underneath VisionLink can make it very easily consumable for even a novice user. But one big thing that we did not support in the past, and we realize it's an important piece for a lot of our customers, it's on-highway equipment. So today, about 30% of assets that our customers have will be their pickup trucks, their delivery trucks, fuel trucks, and we constantly got requests to introduce better support for that so they can truly manage everything that they own in a single pane of glass like VisionLink. So we did. We established a strong partnership with Geotab, and we're actually bringing all of your on-highway assets. Now you will be able to see it in VisionLink. So you can go into our demo center and you'll see at Operator Stadium how this comes to life. And we think, again, feedback that we're getting from customers is great. They love it, and we absolutely expect the usage, therefore, will continue to grow incredibly fast.
Perfect. You know, as we go from there, let's talk about the workforce. Anybody that was here yesterday got to see our Global Operator Challenge. Our CEO, Joe Creed, and myself had a chance to award the champion, Bryden Hayden, as the finals award. But thousands of technicians competing from countries around the world, qualifying regionally, and we were able to see the most elite operators rise and shine, performing very difficult tasks, and equally importantly, it's how they use the technology that's on board the CAT machines when they were doing those demonstrations. So we could take the most elite operators in the world, make them very efficient and productive, and at the same point in time, we can put that technology on a single entry-level CAT machine, and for our CAT machine that our family would own, our daughter, our son can get on that machine and use it better than I can. They throw me off the machine because it's easy to use, but the technology that's on it is very intuitive, very easy to interface with. And as we think about the workforce and workforce development, we've just announced a $25 million investment in workforce development from Caterpillar, focusing on technology we're bringing to our machines for the operators that are going to use equipment in the future, for the technicians that are going to support them, and for the future business entrepreneurs that are going to become our customer base for the next 100 years. And with that, let's talk about some of the other things you can see here when you're at ConExpo. A big part of that, we've covered a lot of different things, but there's no way we can cover in just 30 or 40 minutes all that we have at Caterpillar display here on the show. You could probably see CAT everywhere you go. We would say that's how it should be. Others may not agree with that, but that's how we would see it. But on the technology side, a couple other things to talk about that you can go see in Operator Stadium, you can see in the West Hall, or you can see in the South Hall. Let's talk about some of those, Jamie.
Yeah, I think I hit a lot of them, and it's really hard to talk about the technology sitting in a chair on a stage, to be quite honest with you, right? Go to Operator Stadium, go to our technology showcase. All of this technology that I talked about, grade, detect, payload, command, our connectivity, all of that, a lot of these technologies are built into the machines. The grade, payload, detect, connectivity, all standard, coming from the factory on the machines. And so we're really wanting to help our customers get future ready with the technologies, with the machines that they're investing in today. That said, we know you all have a lot of machines already today, and our machines are built to last for decades. And so we will also have the ability to retrofit a lot of this technology onto the machines that you have in your fleet today so that you can get the value out of that across your job sites and across your work sites. There is an area at Operator Stadium called Flex Your Tech. Over 40 different machines with different technologies. Go talk to our experts there. It's not just about the technology, it's about how you incorporate that technology into your job sites, and help with the people changes, the process changes to get the value out of that technology, and to continue to prepare you for the more advanced technology that we're continuing to invest in.
You can see VisionLink, you can see CAT AI Assistant kicking off each demo. You can actually go and play with it yourself. If you're not a customer of Caterpillar, we'll be more than happy to show it to you in the Operator Stadium. So please go check it out.
Perfect. A couple things you talked about, Jamie, to go through and help the audience understand. 2 points you brought about that I want to talk about a little more. You talked about our machines being able to rebuild. Well, we would say they're able to not only be rebuilt, but rebuilt again and again and again. And with that, to help customers with that, we're launching our services commitment to all Caterpillar customers with a Caterpillar Customer Value Agreement. It's available in select countries as we start, but that commitment in writing to customers and that guarantee is simply this: 24-hour parts, 48-hour return to work, or credits from Caterpillar to back that up. It's a significant change for us as we focus on what comes in, the brand promise of Caterpillar, and our commitment to customers on that commitment for our machines to be rebuilt again and again. Along with that, Jamie had a chance to talk about Flex Your Tech. It would be very easy for somebody to do a technology demo and just show technology for the sake of technology. But you have a chance to see the display and, more importantly, go to Operator Stadium and see that technology integrated in our machines being used by operators every day that use them. And as Jamie said, it's something we can layer on existing machines for customers that own Cat machines today. So a great way to grow into that capability. And from the Flex Your Tech standpoint, for feature sets you may need for a week or a month or a few months for a job, a great way to take advantage of that capability that's built into our Cat machines today. In addition, while you're here at ConExpo, if you're in the West Hall, you can see our new release of Cat Rentals. More importantly, you'll see that on catrentals.com, and that is simply for us focusing on what customers need to solve some of their challenges. Many customers need a rental asset. It might have been harder to find from a Cat rental standpoint before, but it's supported by the best dealer network on the planet with catrentals.com. You can log onto that site, see 70 brands that are out there to help customers solve the challenges when they come up on the job site. Easy to log in and use. It connects through VisionLink, Cat AI Assistant, and all the technologies Ogi talked about. So when you're in a Cat app, it's very simple to interface and get what you need to solve those problems. If you're in the South Hall, you'll have a chance to go see our engines and technologies on display. If we go back to the West Hall, one thing for me, near and dear to what I've done for almost the past 2 years, is the launch this week of Cat Compact. I'd say as many of the technologies we talked about touch large and medium contractors, sometimes our small contractors think they don't matter to Caterpillar. We're too big for them. That's never been the case. We've been in the compact construction equipment business for over 20 years, and Cat Compact is simply our commitment to small contractors everywhere that we're here to serve them. It's a simple omni-channel experience connecting digital with physical of what they need to use and do, where they can understand what the equipment can do, but more importantly, they can buy new, they can buy used, they can apply for financing online, get approved, and even transact online and have that machine delivered to where they need it. They can try before they buy, and more importantly, Cat Rentals is there on site at every Cat Compact location to give the customers the cash flow flexibility and the asset flexibility they need to manage challenges that can come up on the job site. So as you're here, take an opportunity to go see those. We've been doing this for over 100 years at Caterpillar, solving our customers' greatest challenges. We're committed to do that for the next 100 years through technology and innovation we're bringing to the forefront, and more importantly, focusing on not just things we can design and put out there, but solutions our customers can value and put to use every day. We thank you all for coming, thank you for listening, and challenge you to go see what we have out there from Caterpillar to show you, and come find us. Thank you very much.